I ain't fall back, I'm cautious. Flow so sick I get nauseous at the thoughts of taking losses to these wannabe boss niggas. I've been a threat before the internet was an animal like a gigapet.
What's up, everybody? This is Real Talk with
Jazz
and Lex. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is episode 3 of Real Talk. We got a special treat for you guys, a different kind of show today, so I hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy. We're first gonna introduce the rest of our crew today because they're actually here. So we want to take the time out to first introduce Brit.
Hi.
She is our assistant. And then we have Mike Diddy in the back.
What's happening? What's happening?
He's our cameraman and then like our co-host too. So yeah.
So Mike, what kind of drink would you like to drink?
What y'all got? What y'all got?
The Henny or the Jose?
I like to take the Jose.
Okay.
The tequila?
Tequila.
Okay.
Tequila.
So first guest today is Nina Ross. How are you doing today?
Doing good.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
Well, my name is Nina Ross, and I am the industry boss. I am a music attorney, and I run a record label called the Free Agent Music Group. Yeah, we have West Coast and East Coast.
Is that what you're wearing today?
Yes, this is my shit. That's right.
Show it off.
This is not only what I'm wearing today. This is what I'm wearing every day. Right? And shout out to the greatest photographer ever,
Hey,
who you will really see what this really does look like, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
And who am I? That's me on the back,
Everybody
right?
can see it. Check it out, Miss. Y'all check it out.
Okay, look at this. Right? I
Nina
have no
Ross.
right doing this, but I will anyways. Okay, that's it. Nina Ross, the industry
Modeling
boss,
for y'all.
that's
Modeling,
me.
baby.
Yes, the boss.
So anyways, and I'm here because of Brit.
And how did you guys meet?
We met very odd. We met through a mutual friend.
Gotcha.
Look at that.
A mutual friend. Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers to mutual friends.
Cheers to
Yeah.
mutual
Yes,
friends.
down to mutuals, because we're mutual.
That's right. Everybody on that. So I'm going to go ahead and holler back. I enjoy being here for this little part, this little introduction. Boy, I got to go and do my job.
You're a lawyer for entertainment. So could you get into that more about what do you do for a couple of artists around here, so they can know what they have to look forward to in the future?
Absolutely, yeah. What I do as a music attorney is, well, pretty much really anything. I mean, if you need contracts, if you're negotiating deals with records or record labels, or if you're building your own label, a lot of people are building their own label. And so we work at all different kinds of, levels. People are emerging artists, they need a lot of, stuff that they should get to protect themselves, to make sure that, they get their money, that they get their streams, that all their stuff is,
Right.
legit.
For it.
Yeah. And then, for me personally, I think it's really important that there's a lot of emerging talent that's like coming up right now,
Right
in
now.
this moment. And we're all sitting here watching it. And we'd be fools not to be like, oh my God, let me see that.
Right.
And that's happening right now. So anything that we can all do to make that happen,
Let's do it.
we need to do that right now, Yeah, the music game now is hot.
I want you guys to know we're here, Real Talk Live with C-Mack. We got him in the building today. We want to go ahead and introduce him and let us know what he's got coming, what he's got going on.
Yeah, I'm C-Mack, artist from the Eastern Shore. Been doing music for a while. In the past year, I recently started my own label, signed myself, signed a few artists that I'm working with, and released my first full-length album, Lightning in a Bottle, which is available on all streaming platforms. And that's me.
So, how was it growing up for you?
Growing up it was cool. I grew up in Salisbury. I grew up on the east side, Moss Hill, and
Yeah, all day.
then when I got to high school, I moved to Delaware, and it was a big change. It was different because I'm used to this. You know what I mean? Like Salisbury, not the city, but you know what I'm saying. It's a lot more fast paced than it is in Delaware. It's a lot slower. The school that I went to, I went to Woodbridge. And it was like whole school was like 2 hallways, so it's only you feel what I'm saying, so many people, so it was easy to know it, get to know everybody, and so going from, I feel like coming from Salisbury, where there's so many people, especially when I was young, like if you wasn't an athlete or something like that, it was like, you know, a lot of people didn't know who you was. So when I moved to Delaware, it was kind of a reverse culture shock in the sense of like going from just kind of being invisible in a sense, you know what I'm saying, to kind of come to a place where everybody know who you is and everybody know, you know what I mean, what it is and what you got going on at all times. So it was like,
Did you like that, or did you like it more reserved?
I'm kind of a reserved kind of person, so it was definitely a change. It was definitely different, and especially once I kind of really got serious about making music and stuff like that, I felt like being in Delaware made it kind of easier. You know what I mean? So then once I came back, being in the scene around Salisbury again, it was I was kind of, in a sense, already established. Like people already knew who I was and what I did, so it kind of made it easier for me.
So like, how long have you been doing this?
I've been recording music since I was in high school, and probably taking it serious when I got about 18, and I would say really doing it professionally now for about like 7-8 years. So it's been a journey, you know what I mean, to come from where I started, where, you know, being reintroduced into this scene, and it was, you know, when I was coming up, it was Young Hitman and Sagu and those, you know, those guys was running the scene, like, you know what I mean, and to see where the scene has grown into what it is now, is, you know, it's definitely
Yes,
definitely a lot
definitely different now. Like, definitely back then, a lot more freestyling.
Yeah,
it's more like
there's a lot of things, a lot of aspects, and that just comes with how music changes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, music as a whole the music industry is changing. So even at the in smaller markets at a lower level, it's just changed now with what drives. Like, you know, that was our passion. Like, you know, I say on my album, like, you know, where I came from, it was about who could rap the hardest was the thing. Like, you know what I mean? Now it's a lot of vibes and bops, and like, you know what I'm saying? It's different.
Who feels the more?
Yeah.
Right. Who feels the music? That's what's up. So how did you figure out, like, oh, that's what I want to do? Like, how did you get that?
I was in high school. Actually, was not working. Not working. Which was odd, because it was like I was always a nerd in school. Like, you know what I mean? I never had an issue like with my grades and stuff. It didn't pique my interest. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got out of high school. I tried college for a while. That shit was not it. It just wasn't. I even with doing music, I spent some time, like, you know, working different jobs and odd shit like that, and
Nothing felt the same as like what music does.
Yeah, you know, music is my passion, so like my heart didn't feel fulfilled.
Right.
You know what I mean? In those portions of my life, like, you know what I mean? Like, I learned a lot of things from it, but mostly about myself, like, you know, and just what drives me. And now I'm in a space where it's like I do what I love and I make a living out of it. So it's like, you know, I feel blessed.
That's a proud moment.
So, like, what gets you in the mood to actually go to the booth and just
Getting drunk, mainly.
Right.
Not just that. That's a tool, but I think that music is like therapeutic for me. It's kind of where I can be.
Kind of like escape a little bit.
Yeah, I can escape real life. I can express what I'm going through in real life, but also be whoever it is that I want. If I want to tell a story from whatever perspective. I know that in this age of music that everything is based around your real character and stuff like that. But I mean, it's all characters at the end of the day. Like, you know, not to say like I don't believe no rapper's story or none of that, but I'm saying like it's all character based and it's all this being able to express yourself. Like I said, like I'm a reserved person. I don't really, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really just outwardly express myself like in interpersonal conversations and stuff like that. So my music is my place where I can do that. Like, you know what I mean? Where I can express who it is, how I feel, and what's going on with me, how I view what's going on in the world, and things of that nature. So that's kind of where I get my motivation from. You feel what I'm saying?
That's nice. So, like, what do you have coming up now?
I'm back in the studio working on another album, trying to put together these dates for this tour this summer, and trying to build my annual event, Mizzle Fest, and trying to make that larger. And,
Where's that located?
right now, last year we did it here on the Eastern Shore in Salisbury. And next year we'll probably be centralized. I want to centralize it on the shore. Like my goal for Mizzle Fest is to have it like in other cities. They have large festivals. Like I've been to South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. There's Coachella in California. There's even Firefly in Delaware. You know what I mean? To be able to take part in stuff like that are some of my short-term goals as well. But to build something right here on the Eastern Shore that we can look forward to and that we can put on and that we can, you know what I mean, and really make it a staple for the Eastern Shore is something that I look forward to trying to do with Mizzle Fest.
That's what's up.
So,
It's
yeah.
good that some artists are trying to do that.
You're working.
Yeah, we actually
I like that. I like that.
We actually attended the Mizzle Fest. I think Brittany went.
Yeah.
Did you go?
I don't.
I think you did go. And it was really nice.
She went.
Yeah,
She was there.
It was nice.
The first Mizzle Fest, it was a real learning experience.
It was.
We were really ambitious about what we wanted to accomplish. One thing that I won't do probably this upcoming year, what we wanted to do, we wanted to make it a 2-day event. And
Right.
have it the concert one night and have the day party another night. Do things that were beyond our control. We ended up consolidating it to one day.
Right.
But what I learned was having people drink really, really early. It's like not a,
We've learned that on here.
Yeah.
Real talk, we learned that on here.
You
gotta separate.
separate
So
them.
we want to do the concert on one night and have the day party and really make a real weekend of it.
Definitely.
Where it talks with a lot of vendors, like really try
I
to
like
push it
that.
to bring
It's
the
full
festival
potential
feel
this
to
time.
it.
And definitely keep us tuned on what's going on so we can definitely promote it and let
Sure.
them know what's going on. That's what's up. And we were in the studio with you the other night and we were feeling the vibes and the vibes is really lit. I can say one thing is he's really focused on his music
Yeah.
and
And
he's
it
not
sounds
really
good.
Yeah, it sounds good. He's
Yeah,
not really
you had
focused
that
on
mic.
other things. You're really focused on like you was back to back just showing us your good all your hits.
And the people that people look to like like that shit that he was dope. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like it's actual good content and not just fly by night stuff and not just stuff that's just in the moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Stuff making content that's really going to stand the test of time is really one of the things that drive me. I feel like.
So compare yourself to an already established artist just to see kind of what.
I don't know. My kids always think Drake is me on the radio.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. All different kind of vibes.
I think it's the tone of voice and stuff
It's
like that.
that tone.
Right.
You
Yeah,
had that
it's
tone
tone.
though, like
Right.
you
But,
really do.
That's like, like probably the closest, like creatively. I mean, I listen to a large, like, having a large catalog of stuff. I listen to a lot of Drake, listen to a lot of Meek, listen to a lot of, Kanye, Cole. I mean, the who's who in hip hop are kind of. I'm always one of the people. I'm driven by the music that moves people. Like, I'm not like a.
I like lyrical things, and I
Yeah.
get that from you.
I say,
Yeah,
me
definitely.
too.
I'm always content driven. I always try to create from a space of like I want to say something. Like
Right.
even if the record is, even if it's a record that is intended for you to dance to in the club, I want to be saying something.
Right.
Like,
Have a purpose.
Yeah.
Which we like seeing that with your new album coming. I heard a lot of those lyrics and I was feeling it.
That's fire.
I think it's even better than your last. So
I think the point of going back to the studio, I kind of took some time off.
So what is the daily life of C-Mack like? What do you do daily like?
It's much more regular than people would think. I mean,
Yeah.
because I'm a father. I got 3 boys, so
That's
That's
My
tough
day-
right there.
3 boys.
My days be regular. I'm at martial arts class most afternoons. I'm at PTA meetings.
That's
Doctor's
nice.
appointments.
Very involved.
But it's a blessing to be able to maintain that type of lifestyle and be there with my kids and still find the time to be able to express my artistry and still be creative and stuff like that.
Being present is really important.
Yeah, my
The
days,
days
my
really
days are pretty regular. I got my youngest son. I got him every other week. So when he's with me, the weeks with me is I'm in super dad mode. I
Yes.
don't really get
Like I was telling y'all the other night, if y'all see me outside with my kids, I'm just super mom mode.
Yeah, I'm in super dad mode most days. So you know, this is it's pretty standard. It's not
Okay.
it's not too different from
It's not
anybody
too-
else's day. You know.
But you say you had 3 boys, like
Yeah.
another girl, possibly?
No,
No, not a girl.
not-
Balance.
Not in the
Like,
cards right now. I've actually just me and my boys have such a close relationship
Mhm.
that I'm kind of still learning to, you know what I mean, our structure and how we function and stuff like that. Not right now. Maybe if I get married and my wife, she, you know what I mean, she desires another child, then she'll get one, and if that's a girl, then cool. If it's a boy, then yeah,
Great.
okay.
you know.
That's what's up.
So, do you write most of your music, or do you freestyle a lot of it?
On Lightning in a Bottle, I didn't write a lot of stuff. I don't write a lot of times. I've gotten to a space where it's like I really only create when I'm in the studio. So a lot of times it's just going in the booth, just coming up with ideas and stuff like that. And but I've been doing a lot more writing as of late. You know what I mean? More than usual. Like, you know, and when people get caught up in the whole like I don't write foolishness, like. When I say I don't write, it's because I'm going in the booth and rapping ideas and just recording them.
Recording, saving
So
them.
like I ain't just going in the booth. Nobody on planet Earth is going in the booth and just rapping and fucking magic is happening. So
Right.
don't fall. Don't let these
Twisted.
rappers confuse you and have you falling into the facade that they just going in the booth and pressing record and just magic is happening. Like nah, it don't work like that. You know, not for me anyway. You know what I mean? It's like I'll go in the booth and rap ideas and rehearse certain stuff and then clean it up and then you know what I mean, and then lay it like that. But I've been doing a lot more writing and stuff like that. Just trying to take my time with the ideas that I want to convey and stuff like that.
So do you have any like anything to say to the new up and coming artists? Advice for them? Because you've been in it for a while.
I always say, make sure that your heart is in it. Make sure that you're passionate about what it is that you do, and take your time. You know what I mean? Take your time. When I was coming up, one of the biggest mistakes that I feel like I made as a young artist was moving too fast and just trying to cling to whatever I thought was going to take me to the next level, and then when the dust settled, I realized that all I needed to do was what I needed to do, and that's just focus on me and focus on I'm about to say run your race. You feel what I'm saying? It's like we see these people on social media and the internet, and this fly by night stuff that just people just pop out of nowhere, and we think that that's what we want and that's how we wanted to go. But like you know what I mean? Like bro, I live off rap. I live off rap. I'm proud to say it. Like bro, like, my music, I make a living off of it. Bro, and I run my own race. I don't worry about what nobody else is doing. I don't worry about, you know what I mean?
That's the way to be.
Right.
You know, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, a lot of the people who blast off out of nowhere, pause, they don't last. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the marathon. You know what I
I
mean?
totally agree with that.
Take your time. So take your time.
Okay. So, you said you freestyle most of your work.
Sometimes. Yeah.
So,
Yes. Here it is. Let's go.
do you mind giving us a little sample today?
Yeah. I said, they say the flow dynamic, the panic at the disco would make these bands rock. They hear I'm coming, it's through the roof. Like Hancock, out in the streets, they call this murder. Welcome to Jam Rock. Big Dog ain't letting them ball. This the Sandlot. I never fit in with other rappers, I was a standout. 10 toes down with my dick, never my hand out. Your shorty told me your sex life is a Toy Story, even though that buzz like, yeah, Woody still a go ham chops. The one I'm running with wasn't with me there in the sandbox. Just know we grown closer than the oceans and the sands watcher. Surrounding clowns be close as ever, but approach me never. Keep thinking all your jokes is clever, watch your throat get severed. This ain't a warning or a diss, it's just an open letter to my past I used to have so that I won't forget her. I'm like Geppetto to these wannabe real boys who wouldn't knows that you're lying. I respect you for trying, I'm dying at all these rappers that I lost it. I ain't fall back, I'm cautious. Flow so sick I get nauseous at the thoughts of taking losses to these wannabe boss niggas. I've been a threat before the internet was an animal like a gigapet. I've been a threat, what would you send for me for? Knowing the pleasure I take in watching my frenemies fall. I be standing in the field, chill, gripping my balls, handful of jewels, ready for this infinity war. Lord, I'm unstoppable, number one, untoppable. Picture the Eastern Shore without me. I'm uncroppable, diabolical, flows kicking like kids in soccer do. You're rushing and get put on.
Alright, no, he can't have no more, bro. He can't have no more, bro. They can't have no more, bro. They can't have no more, bro.
So be sure watch out.
Yeah, for sure, man. I
Watch out,
appreciate you guys having me.
Yes, that was what's up.
Make sure y'all stay tuned in to Real Talk. This might be the realest talk you get.
Right.
Definitely.
We definitely hope we bring you back. Definitely. That was
Yeah.
fun.
So where can everybody find you at before we close out?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at cmackmizzle. That's cmackmizzle. Make sure that you download Lightning in a Bottle on all streaming platforms. More work to come soon, man. VS1, we in the building.
That's what's up.
Period.